Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on Farming Simulator 25. So today we've got to bale the grass for silage. Just noticed the round bale net is getting quite empty there, so I'm just going to try and refill that, if it'll let me. At least fill one of them up anyway, because it looks like there's space for two nets, and so I'll try and get one of them filled up. There we go. Yeah, I think that's what it'll let me do. So we'll head down now to the field, it's not too far away, and we'll start baling that grass for silage. Of course, we won't be selling it for a while though. We'll be just getting it baled and wrapped and then stacking it at the side of the field like we've been doing. And then maybe in the winter time, when the price is at its best, we might sell a few bales. But obviously we do need quite a lot of it as well for feeding to our water buffalo. So this is just really an extra income source, and mainly for grass, for feed for the water buffalo, rather than as a cash crop as such, like it used to be. But yeah, anyway, I'll get on with baling this field now of grass and come back to you when we've done that.
What it used to be, not letting go when I want to. Trust me, you don't wanna know how it's night after night, night after night. Oh, searching after miracles. Oh yeah, night after night, night after night, night after
So we've got all the baling done now. Next we need to wrap the bales, and of course we're going to need to use this telehandler to do that. So I have to take this back to the other yard, or at least the grass field, to do that, obviously. But before we go, we'll just move these pallets. Might as well while we're down here. So we've got these two goat's cheese pallets to move, and then we'll just move the milk around as well, the goat's milk. Make sure we've got plenty of space for more to spawn, and also to keep the dairy topped up with milk, which is also very important. Not sure how much we've got. Let's have a quick look. Oh, not much at all. I think we've only just done it, haven't we? In game time, it's not really moved on that much in time. I think it was in May that we did it, so yeah, there's not been much spawned, just 500 litres, but then better than nothing. We'll take that round, and that'll keep the dairy going a bit longer. I think I've put the wrapper next to the cow shed, so it's not too far to, well, it's right next to the grass field, which is good. We don't have to go all the way back to the yard, at least not for now, but we will need to go back to the yard to refill it with wrap, which I'm sure will run out fairly soon, because it seems to. Yeah, I probably should move the wrap pallet closest to the grass field, because that's the only field it's ever used in, so it probably would make sense to have that close by, but I will need to use a front loader or the telehandler to move it, and that means going up to the other yard anyway, so yeah, next time I have the opportunity I will move it down to the other field. I think it will save me a bit of time. Anyway, let's go and pick up the wrapper and we'll get these bales wrapped for silage. Well, we've got all the bales wrapped now, but as you can see it's going very dark, so let's head to the farmhouse and rest until the morning, wait until it gets lighter and then we can actually see what we're doing. So yeah, we'll just have a rest and hopefully the weather's good. Well, it's not too bad, it's a bit cloudy and there is rain in the forecast still, but it's not terrible at the moment anyway. Right, so yeah, that's done. So we've got all the bales wrapped in that field. Have we got anything to harvest? I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah, no, barley is usually ready in June, but no, nothing else. We haven't got any barley at the moment, so yeah, nothing to harvest today. Let's check on all the animals. Everything looks good there. The cows or water buffalo could do with a bit more TMR, so let's do that. Let's tab back down here, and we will unload this TMR mixer. And then yeah, we've got all the silage bales to move, so we might as well do that now, since we're doing the silage today it seems. Or we'll start the conveyor as well, because I'm sure there's a bit more space in the cement factory for a bit more stone, so we'll start this up. This pile's getting rather large now. Yes. Right, we'll turn that on again, and then we'll go to the telehandler again, back to the telehandler, and we'll start moving these bales that we've been wrapping. We'll clear this field, and then that'll be all the whole job done today. That will be good. Well, some of these bales will obviously be moved to over here, because the water buffalo will need some more silage at some point fairly soon. There's only a few bales left over there, so yeah, they'll be used for that. But the rest of them, the surplus bales, will probably be sold at some point, like we did last time, because we just don't need that many silage bales. We do get quite a stock here building up, so yeah, we might as well get some money back for the ones we don't need. Right, okay, so I'll time lapse doing this. I think it's going to be a bit of a slow job as usual. A few of you have suggested maybe getting an auto stacker. I kind of agree with that. It would help, but is it essential? Probably not at the moment. It's not a huge amount of bales I need to move at the moment, and it doesn't take a horrendous amount of time to do one field bale moving every so often, so I think we'll probably stick without it and save up for this sugar mill and sugar beet harvester that we're going to need very soon, and also the corn header as well, which we need. Got quite a lot of investment to do in the next few months, so probably best not to buy things that aren't essential right now, because we will need to spend all of the money we've got currently in the bank in order to afford what we need to buy. So yeah, I think probably best not to buy an auto stacker at the moment. Just looking, actually, it is June at the moment. That is the month to sell the soybeans. So I'm just wondering how many soybeans we've got in storage. I will just check that before we do some time lapse on this. Just have a quick look at the storage. Oh wow, okay. 48,000 litres in storage, and now is the time to sell them. We definitely need to get that done today then. That is a big job. Well, not a big job in time, but a big job in money earnings. It's going to make us quite a lot of money doing that. So yeah, that needs to be done once we've done the bale moving. So I'll get on with this now and then come back to you when it's done. So we've got all the bales moved now and stacked over there neatly, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to go and collect this pallet like I was mentioning earlier and bring it down here, because this is the only place it's going to be needed, it seems. And rather than driving back up to the yard every time we run out of bale wrap, it's just handy to have it down here near the field, and then we don't have to keep running miles to go and pick up some more wrap. So there we go, that's now down here where it's needed, and it can stay there for now. So just move this telehandler out of the road and then we'll turn it off. And then now is the big moment to sell some, or make some serious money here. We've already got the trailer virtually next to us, so we'll pick this trailer up and start loading with soybeans. We've got almost 50,000 litres of soybeans in storage, which is worth considerable money, I would have thought, at the price it's currently at. Over 3,000, 3,500 is it for 1,000 litres? Oh, that field needs weeding as well. Try not to forget that. There might be some more weeding to do. But yeah, this is the priority for now, is to get these soybeans sold. Because, yeah, we need the money for all these investments we need to make. So, here we go. Soybeans, there we go. And the best price is at the, well, Gold Coast Valley, but we can't use the train unless it's been fixed now. I don't think it has. It seems to be a faulty train at the moment still. So yeah, we'll go to the Grain Harbour elevator and get this sold. So it's going to be 2 trips, because it doesn't all fit into one load. We'll go and find out how much we're going to make from this. So the majority of the money will come in from this load, but obviously there is going to be another 11,000-ish litres to sell as well after this. So we're going to make some good money here. Let's get on with this, and I'll come back to you when we've sold it all. Right, so we've got the first load sold, got 133,000 I think it was, just over for the first load, and obviously we're heading down with our second load, which is 10,500 litres, slightly overestimated. I thought it would be 11, but I was only 500 off. So yeah, 10,500 litres for the second load, which I would imagine should bring us in total about 200,000. We've already made 133. It'd probably be a bit under 200, but it'd be not far off, I would have thought. But we'll have to wait and see what we actually get for this second load. Oh, slightly misjudged that turn. Let's try again. There we go. Right, so let's get to this grain elevator. Not too far to go now, and we'll find out what we're going to get in total for the soybeans. But yeah, I don't want to say an exact number because I'm not sure. I haven't tried to work it out or anything like that. So, but I'm going to say, in total, about 180,000, possibly. If that would mean we get about 40,000 for this load, I think. Would it be 30? Because we've got 10,000. That'd be 30. I think we'll say 30,000 roughly for this load. So 170,000 in total, maybe, roughly. I don't know. It's only a guess. I'm just trying to quickly sort of work out in my head, but yeah, I don't know. If we're getting over 3,000 for 1,000 litres and we've got 10,000 litres, that's going to be just over 30,000, I would say, for this load. Somewhere between 30 and 40,000 for this load. Anyway, here we are, so we're going to find out rather than guessing. Let's see what we actually get. This will be quite interesting. Okay, so somewhere between 30 and 40,000 at a guess. 37,600, yeah. Closer to 40,000, that's good. So I wasn't too far off then with 180,000 in total. Just a bit under that, I think, but yeah, not too far off for all of the soybeans. So about just under 180,000, let's say. I think that was. So yeah, not too bad. I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah, almost 500,000 in the bank as well, which we can put towards the things we need. So that's a corn header. It's the sugar mill, and potentially it's the sugar beet harvester, although we may actually end up leasing that, probably, because that'll be a bit too expensive. I think we're looking at $500,000 just for the sugar beet harvester. So yeah, but certainly we'll be buying the sugar mill and the corn header. That'll probably use up most of the money for those two things, and then yeah, whatever's left over we'll be putting towards either a sugar beet harvester or just leasing one. Because even just to lease one for a few days, we're probably looking at least 50,000, I would have thought, over a couple of days. Or even if we get it all done in one day, with the hours that we're putting on it, it would be you know, a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours of use that it would charge us for. So yeah, it's not going to be cheap, no way, but hopefully it'll be worthwhile. Hopefully the money we make from the sugar products will be worthwhile. Look at these trees. The oak trees are really growing quickly now. That used to be a rice field, then it was the sheep enclosure or goat enclosure, and now it's a forest. And they're still growing. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like in the future. Oh, they've got a tree here to sell. That'll go into the sawmill now. I keep saying sell it, you know it's not selling, it's just putting it into the sawmill. There we go. That's filled that up almost to the top again. Right, so we won't need this trailer for a couple of months, or maybe, well, we might need it in July, but we won't need it in June, so we'll park it up again over here, over in the shed where it came from. And then we'll just finish off the episode. I think we'll just do the weeding that he's doing. It's only one field, I think. I did just quickly check, and it is just the one field that needs weeding, so it won't take us too long at all. We'll pick the hoe up, which is over here, and go and get that field weeded. So I'll just do that quickly on time lapse, and then come back to you at the end of the episode. Nice and quick, we're all done now with the weeding. That's the only field we had, so yeah, good job done on that. And that will be the end of today's video. I think we'll just park this back up in the shed, and yeah, no more jobs for today. So I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.